Hey everybody, welcome, welcome to Hidden Horror. Thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate that. Let's get started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hidden Horror. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling? How is everything with you? Happy Sunday to you. I'm so happy to be here this morning. I have a few updates that I'm going to give. I'm going to give this update on James Crumbley. I have a separate update for Jennifer Crumbley. And then I'm going to go in to start talking about some of what's going on with Idaho 4. So let's get started because this is going to be a busy morning for me. So James Crumbley is the father of the Oxford High School shooter, Ethan Crumbley. And in November of, I think it was 2021, now time is really passing, there was a shooting at Oxford High School. Several people were killed, several people were injured, and there were 3 separate trials. One for Ethan Crumbley. Well, Ethan didn't go to trial. Ethan actually pled guilty. And there were 2 trials, one for James Crumbley, the father, and one for Jennifer Crumbley, the mother. They were both convicted. And James Crumbley, he is saying that he wants a new trial now, that he doesn't agree that there was allegedly a secret proffer agreement with witnesses, and he wants a new trial because of that. So let's get right into it, okay? The article is coming from mlive.com. It's dated March 3rd, 2025. It's titled Michigan School Shooter's Dad Wants New Trial, Alleges Secret Immunity Deal. The article is by Gus Burns. Following their conviction, on 4 counts each of manslaughter, both parents of a Michigan school shooter have filed motions for new trials. The latest request comes from James Crumbley, 48, whose attorneys filed their motion in Oakland County District Court on February 28th. Their 18-year-old son, Ethan Crumbley, pleaded guilty and is serving a life sentence for a school shooting that killed 4 students at Oxford High School on November 30th, 2021. A primary argument is that prosecutors kept secret proffer agreements made with witnesses, impacting the fairness of the trials. So he feels that because allegedly the prosecutor made these proffer agreements, somehow his trial was impacted, that this was somehow unfair. For example, if you have the alleged person that Jennifer Crumbley was having an affair with, if they made an agreement with him, somehow that agreement is unfair to James or Jennifer Crumbley or both of them, because somehow that made the trial unfair in some way, that this witness would be charged with some type of crime, and because they're making this proffer agreement, they're not going to be charged with a crime for truthful testimony. It's a stretch, but they have to fight it because they were both convicted, and they're going to come with different things to try to get out or come before the court again, with the attempt to try to reduce those sentences that they received. Okay, let's continue. A primary argument is that prosecutors kept secret proffer agreements made with witnesses, impacting the fairness of the trials. A proffer agreement occurs when a prosecutor agrees not to charge a witness in exchange for truthful testimony. So let's be very specific in this case. If there was a proffer agreement, which one are you referring to? What did it contain? And were these witnesses going to be charged with some type of criminal act in lieu of providing this truthful testimony at trial? Okay, let's continue. The proffer agreements were released by Oakland County Prosecutor Karen D. McDonald's office in March of 2024, following the conviction and sentencing of Jennifer and James Crumbley. Now, they were tried separately and they were both convicted separately by jurors, okay? These were jury trials. The agreements were made with attorneys representing former Oxford High School Dean of Students Nicholas E. Jack and guidance counselor Sean Hopkins, who both testified in the parents' separate trials and have never faced criminal charges. So they feel that maybe these two people, they were not charged with any criminal charges in exchange for their truthful testimony, and that's not fair to them. Okay. The agreements made with their attorneys state the purpose was to obtain truthful information, including information about possible criminal activity, and no promises of favorable consideration were being offered. The same agreement also states this office will not offer any proffer statement made by you or your client in this office's case in chief in any criminal prosecution of your client. No one got a deal and no one was promised immunity from prosecution, Oakland County Chief Assistant Prosecutor David Williams told MLive in January, related to Jennifer Crumbley's motion. Proffer agreements are a common investigative tool that allows witnesses to share information with prosecutors. We provide the defense with all necessary discovery as they are entitled to under the law. The defense disagrees to the extent that the prosecution may argue that the prosecutor cannot bestow immunity on a witness without judicial action. The prosecution is mistaken. Defense attorney said, our federal courts have repeatedly recognized that proffer letters or agreements, such as the one in the instant case, bestow upon a witness an informal grant of immunity. Now, let's go back to the two people that they're referring to. One is the Dean of Students, Nicholas E. Jack. And then the second one is the guidance counselor, Sean Hopkins. So if they feel there was a potential for either of the two or both to be charged with criminal charges, what would those charges look like? Because typically in this capacity, if you do something wrong, you can face all kinds of punishment or some type of rendering when it comes to your duties at work. So for the guidance counselor, will he be reprimanded? Will he be put on suspension, or leading up to maybe he has to go before a board, or could he be fired? What would the criminal charges be? Where's the criminal act of the guidance counselor? Is it the guidance counselor's responsibility to know that at home, Ethan Crumbley had a weapon? That weapon was used to murder several people, injure several people, that weapon would be used in a mass shooting at the school. How would the guidance counselor know that, as well as the dean of students? And what is their negligence? How would they know that? How would they know that from any student, but specifically Ethan Crumbley? Where's the criminal act? But let's continue. There are other claims in the 52-page motion for a new trial, I believe is what they're saying, by attorney Alana Sharon on behalf of James Crumbley. Among them is that Ethan Crumbley should have been available to testify at his parents' trials. Well, I'm going to say that allegedly Ethan Crumbley refused to testify at both trials, because if he had any hope of an appeal, or if he wanted to address certain things in his case, because he pled guilty. Most people will not go and testify in your case to aid you, which makes you appear to have done something wrong. So, in both cases, Ethan Crumbley did not testify in his parents' trials, their individual trials. Let's continue on. Since the teen already pleaded guilty and had been sentenced, Sharon wrote that Fifth Amendment protections used as a reason for not calling him to the stand didn't apply. Oakland County Circuit Judge Cheryl A. Matthews has not ruled on the motions from either parent. They were accused of negligence for failing to intervene when their son exhibited signs of emotional distress, and for failing to keep their son from accessing the gun he used, an early Christmas gift, in the shooting. The fatal shooting victims were Madison Baldwin, 17 years old, Tate Meir, 16 years old, Hannah St. Juliana, 14 years old, and Justin Schilling, 17 years old. 6 more students and a teacher also suffered gunshot wounds. Jennifer and James Crumbley were each sentenced to a minimum of 10 years in prison. James Crumbley's motion requests he be granted a new trial or a hearing to present evidence that may be used in a future appeal. So you have it there. I just wanted to give you that update on James Crumbley, and then I'm going to do the separate video for Jennifer Crumbley. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you have a beautiful day. Enjoy this Sunday. Live life with a lot of energy, a lot of vigor, and remember to stay smart, stay safe, stay savvy. Be well, all my friends. Bye, everybody. Bye.